it's similar to violation of privacy.
Okay,
Just
so we're
mean,
gonna end with
no,
violation of
just mean
privacy.
we just have an identity now to it.
Oh, okay, okay. All right.
It's just an identity to the images that you will put out there.
So let's pause for a bit.
Right.
So you get an image and you can identify who the person is. That's all.
That would be sexual harassment now by electronic communication.
Right. You get an image, but you cannot identify.
Violation of
So it's violation of privacy.
So point blank, once you get an image, you're gonna get in
Trouble.
trouble. Ah.
So just wanted to, as we in that one, we just bring it in together and make sure it is.
Okay.
And obviously there is consequences for these offenses. As we hear, I know we have a little time due to the technicality.
Right.
So
But before we go forward, there is something else I want to ask. Violation of privacy. I think we were alluding to when images. So I take out a cute little picture of myself and I send it to my significant other. I have given permission for him to have that.
yes.
Have that.
Right? What is it different if he goes into my phone
And take
or somebody else goes into my phone and
Yes.
retrieves
Yeah, I have similar reports of
my
that. And
selfies?
it's an offense.
that's
I
different
dealt
offenses.
recently with cases like
right,
that.
and you have different offenses that the post have committed as well.
Right.
You understand?
So even if significant others go into your phone without your permission, that's an offense by itself.
Just entering your mobile device
Yes.
without your permission is an offense.
So
Yes.
if he hack into my phone, that's an offense.
That's an offense.
Yes.
As I said before, the cybercrime have a vast area of cybercrime. So we just zero in on the four aspect today that is common within St. Vincent right now. But there's many. There's a lot. Phishing, spamming.
Right,
we don't
right,
have, We don't
right.
have time to
No,
Cover
no, no,
cover
no,
all
no.
of that.
Remember
So
we
we-
said it was 19 pages worth of
right. So we just go
information.
into show you that we recently.
Okay, so we're back up on social media, on Facebook and YouTube. I didn't know, so excuse the facial expression. That's what happens behind the scenes. So we're gonna move on to sexual harassment by electronic communication. Let's explain to the listening audience and viewing audience exactly what that is.
Right. So, as we speak a while ago, in violation of privacy, sexual harassment now by electronic communication, add a little further in relation to knowing who the person is now in the image. So the identity is being exposed. Meaning now, Crystal, your photo is there, and I could type and say, "This is Crystal Oliver picture."
Mhm.
So the public or whosoever know who that person is. So now it comes under sexual harassment by electronic communication. Previously, in violation of privacy, you may not have known who that image belongs to, the private area.
Mm.
But now, if the identity of the person being exposed,
Mhm.
then, so I'm going to read what the Act says about sexual harassment by electronic communication. And this is Section 16, subsection 1 of sexual harassment by electronic communication. A person who intentionally and without lawful excuse or justification and without the consent of the depicted person uses a computer system to distribute or transmit the sexual explicit image of the person that conveys or contains the personal identification information of the person commits an offense. So that's what the law says about electronic communication. And of course, there are consequences and the penalties for that. On summary conviction, a fine of $100,000 or imprisonment for 2 years or to both. You could be fined and you can be confined.
Mm.
And B, on conviction and indictment, which means if it's a serious charge or the prosecution decide to go a higher charge for you, it's to be a fine of $200,000 or imprisonment for 5 years or to both. So that is exactly the consequences of person who do this kind of commit this kind of offenses
Mm.
under the Cybercrime Act.
Okay. I remember recently there was a conviction of a gentleman who violated one of these laws. I think it was the sexual harassment.
Yeah.
From your
Violation.
vantage point, right? What age group would come and make the most reports?
It would be I would say between ages of 18 and 25.
There's a lot.
But it's
While
more.
that is more.
But
There's
that's
a high number.
it's a high number. But
So-
most likely this is the high range of
Yes.
age.
Right. So, but the most you would see
Yes.
most regularly
Really.
the younger
So I
demographic.
made a statement here, earlier when I said that the social media, this brings forth an extension to society itself.
So we get the
you
microphone
have
for me,
to
please.
you have to understand that everybody's using the phone or something as a vehicle to get whatever they have to do across. A person a person who might not want to say certain things into their face will go on Facebook and say that. A person who might be upset with you and have something personal of yours might post that online. So you know that as a people we have to be vigilant, but be careful as well. You understand? Because we're doing things recklessly, we don't know the repercussions of these things, and then you find yourself in tight situations. You understand? So what we are normally seeing right now is a high number of kids, and these are not kids you're talking about 15, 16. You're talking about kids at 12, 13. You understand? Who go on these platforms, who are left to be on these platforms to do these things, and they're doing certain things. They're doing certain things, and then
Yes. Well, we got to stick up in here, right? We're going to take a call at this moment. So I'll need you to put on your headphones, please. Hello, good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you and your esteemed guest.
Good morning.
I have a question for the goodly gentleman there. If I believe, or I have reason to believe, that my phone is being hacked, who do I go to first, the police or the service provider? Because I know of a case in Barbados where this person believes that the phone was being hacked. And the belief was solid. And they went to the telephone company. The telephone company said, go to the police and they are not investigators. And when the person went to the police said, go to the telephone company because they are not technicians. The question is, if you have a situation like that, who is supposed to initiate the event? If you have a situation like that, who is supposed to initiate the investigation?
police,
Yeah, caller.
point blank.
Point blank. The
So
police is the
before
one.
you answer, that's
Yes.
all you have to ask? All right. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yes, so caller, you are so correct. The police is the one who initiate the report, because for any offense to be investigated, a report must be lodged by any police station, and once that lodged, the police has the authority and must investigate that offense. So straight out, there's the one who will have to initiate everything from there.
Okay. So let's go back to the sexual harassment. I think this question here now includes both violation of privacy and sexual harassment. How do you gather evidence?
Well, as I said before, the Cybercrime Act give us a platform to do what we have to do. We investigate via gather evidence, including collection of data via computer or network for forensic, meaning we are trained in that field. We do network forensic, computer forensics to gather the evidence. So that's what our training entails.
Okay.
Right.
And getting that.
The act details that if we are investigating you, Crystal, we make an application to the court.
Right. Before we go there,
Warrant
we
and-
acquisition of the assault warrant to seize electronic evidence and so forth.
Oh.
The act
So
give
the
us
act-
that powers.
The act specifies all of
Specify
that.
what we has to do.
Come
handling the
from my phone.
proper, the
Yes.
proper handling of these digital
Right.
evidence. What do you
Ah.
do?
Doom.
You know how you deal with persons that are not that maybe don't want to assist. You know, all of that.
Right.
Okay.
Mhm.
So me as the person who's violated, what do I bring for you? I just come and tell you I
Well,
feel violated. I see my on
no, that's what I'm
status.
saying. You must make a report. You
Just make a
can't-
report.
right.
and then you deal with-
deal with it. Right.
Oh, so I don't
So
have
you-
to like
you will
screenshot
produce the
anything.
facts. You will
Okay.
produce the facts.
So you
And-
don't seek to come to the IT department. If you're from Chateaubelair, you go to the Chateaubelair police station and you make a report. Then the police will inform the IT department and seek the IT department for assist. So we are not investigating leading investigations of the IT department. We are support department. We assist investigative initiatives for
Okay.
different investigative departments.
Mhm.
So that's what we do. So you're not gonna come and say, all right, then where's the IT department? I want to make a report.
Okay.
Go to the station that is closest to you
Okay.
and make that report.
I just wanted to know if I needed to take like my own like screenshots and
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a step.
Yes.
do
because-
whatever,
Yes.
Because you know the challenges in terms of post remove accounts and etc.
yeah,
So if
change
you have those evidence,
names.
right? So if you could do that, assist the police in initial stages, because most of the frontline officers in the various stations may not be technically inclined like us. So when you
Mhm.
produce evidence from the start, it assists and aid the IT department who doing that forensic work.
Mhm. There are some people who sign up for fake accounts,
Yes.
fake
Yes.
names, fake
Very-
addresses.
very much.
How what happens then
Well,
if somebody does that and bullies you online
that's
or
what
something?
we have to do our own forensic investigation. That's what the investigations comes in.
Okay. All right. So you can call in and ask a question as it pertains to, because cybercrime, it includes a lot. This morning, we're focusing on violation of privacy, sexual harassment by electronic communication. We're going to move on to libel by electronic communication, but the number to call is 457-9997. The number to WhatsApp is 457-9994. There is a question comment there, but I'm going to leave it for last. So let's
Okay.
move on to libel by electronic communication.
Now we're talking about when we're talking about libel.
Mhm.
We're talking about the same thing. We're referring to the same thing that we do. Somebody's making a defamatory statement again about you. All right.
Mhm.
But this day, section 19, the Cybercrime Act deals with libel by electronic communication. Right. So we're talking about someone going on a platform or using that platform to send somebody a message or something, defaming you. All right. And what we know that it is tied to section 265 and 271 of the criminal code. All right.
Mm.
So you're saying that, all right, once a statement is defamatory, you're saying that Crystal is a thief,
Mhm.
but Crystal has never been convicted. You understand?
Mhm.
Crystal borrows money from you, and you feel the need to go on Facebook or on Twitter and Instagram and post something. So you have to prove to the court that what I'm actually saying is factual.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm,
So it's
mhm.
basically the same thing. One, by just going in the street and having a conversation with somebody without the use of a device, saying something, you can be, you understand? But this is just using the electronic device to do the same thing.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
So that's much that.
Yeah,
much
and I could
difference.
add to my colleague is just that most likely we are seeing that trend. Person cannot get at you and they use that social media platform to abuse and use defamatory comments.
Mhm.
And that, as I said, is an offense. And even when you start to share those comments, it become an offense.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
So it's a lot of factors and
you see,
ammunition in terms of the act.
everybody
could
will
work with
feel more empowered now to go online in the safety of their home and do these things, say things that are not factual. You understand? So I wanna reiterate just to read what the act says here, right? So section 19 of the Cybercrime Act, and you can find the Cybercrime Act on the police website as well. All right, for
Yeah.
your own reading. And I remember I said that ignorance to the law is no excuse. So go and find it. All right. It says here that a person who uses a computer system to unlawfully publish any defamatory matter concerning another person with the intent to defame that person commits an offense. All right. And this is synced to section 275 and 281 of the criminal code. All right. So this just goes back to everything that I'm saying here. So we have to be responsible. So we do not have, when you speak to somebody, unless that offense is not committed in real time here, a person doesn't think that saying something on Facebook equates to an offense, and we have to really change that mindset. And as I said earlier to you, that we have a trend where we are minding our own business, tell everybody to keep your business up, but you're not paying attention to what you're supposed to pay attention to. Your kids are doing this, and we are seeing that a lot in the schools. We have even seen a trend where students in secondary schools and primary schools are creating fake accounts on Instagram, Vinci Confessions, and they're taking innocent photos of their classmates and saying the most derogatory things about them.
Mm.
You understand? So I am calling really, and we are calling on the parents
Parents, correct.
to be vigilant. You understand? Walking up to a parent right now and saying, how much accounts your child? What accounts your child have? Is your child on Instagram? Is your child on Facebook? What do your child do? Have you searched your child contact list and asked the child who's these persons that you're communicating with?
Mhm.
Have you gone and you know? And because we're not doing that, we're having these, you know, and everybody is still in shock. When something comes up, you're always in shock. My child would never do this.
Mm.
You understand? So
Mhm.
we need to change that mindset. Really change that mindset.
And just to add to my colleague, and in this day and age, the children are very smarter than their parents, especially. They deal with technology every day at school. And, you know, this segment is to show that we could, you know, a part two indeed, and specifically to parents in terms of devices and internet crimes in terms of children. Because most of them, I remember there's an incident recently, about 12, 13-year-old said she creates spam accounts, meaning fake accounts
Right.
for the meaning of what benefits. I mean, there's other ulterior motives in doing that. So these are things that, as my colleague said, the parents need to look into those devices of the children.
Mhm.
Don't leave them unattended at nights when they go to bed and leave them all night on their device. A lot of things that they're doing that you're not aware of.
Mhm. That's true. I can see it being a little challenging for some parents because, okay, while you might be a parent, you're looking into the phone, you're taking it away, you're taking with the tablet and the computer, you have all those things in place. But then the child goes to school and then he or she interacts with another
Exactly.
student and bam, they
Exactly.
create another
Exactly, and that's
profile.
what we're
That's-
saying.
that's what we are
exactly.
saying.
So,
So we're calling on society as a whole generally.
The
So
access,
as I say, I hate the rhetoric that is being spread that says mind your business.
mhm.
You understand? I hate that rhetoric. You understand? So we need to act, you know, be your brother's keeper.
Mhm.
You see something on Facebook, don't say, man, that's her child. I'm not gonna tell her anything about her child.
Right.
You understand? Say something. Report it to the police.
Mhm.
exactly.
You understand me? I
Mhm.
mean, these are come on.
And that's we normally see in any crime. You see, no matter if it's cyber crime or traditional crime, we cannot solve crime by ourselves.
Mhm.
We need the support of everyone to assist the police in going forward in solving crime. So we just appealing to the public to assist the police. If you don't want to do it directly, be anonymous. Make a call, say
Yes.
something,
Okay.
and we'll assist you.
No, I think a theme for this morning, the conversation directly points at young people and children.
Yes.
Do you go into schools to have conversations with primary and secondary students?
We do that, but presently because of COVID and everything, we did stay back and thing. But we have to recreate about a program again to go back into school. The IT department normally does
Okay.
that, but
You know,
Okay.
we partner with different departments like the
Departments.
sexual offenses unit and stuff like that. They have things that where they ask us to come and speak, you know, and teachers have been seeing problems right now, and they have been requesting
Yeah.
us to go in,
and
but then we
and,
have to make
and I
the
could
time.
make an appeal
Yeah.
now. If any institution wish the police to speak at the IT department, make the recommendation or application to the Commissioner of Police, and then that will be possible.
Okay. So just write a letter. That you don't have
Yes,
to
that's
call
right.
or anything.
No,
Write a letter and
right.
send it.
Send it to
Send
the
it by
commission.
email.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, and that can be done.
Yeah, because I see it as being very important. And as much as we're appealing to parents, the children are outside running up and
Yeah,
down.
they do their own thing.
Yeah, and using phrases and codes that parents don't know. Some of them I don't even know, and I'm
You see,
Mhm.
I always
This
say
is my hero
I
still.
always say this is akin to letting your child use the stove. Do you trust your child enough to have them light a stove? You understand? It's the same thing. You trust your child enough to give them a mobile phone. Yeah?
A call is coming through. Good morning, welcome. From yes, you are live on air. Go ahead with a question or comment. Oh, I'm so sorry. You'd have to call 457-9994 for off air, okay? 9994. Change the 7 to a 4 and you'll get through, okay? All right, thanks. You're welcome. All right, let's continue. So there's a comment coming in here on the WhatsApp. Cybercrime monitoring. Does this mean that the network companies are doing wide area firewall, gateway, and proxy servers monitoring, St. Vincent? Some big words.
No,
No, I could speak. I mean,
no.
they'll only do that if the request of a complaint and we require certain information. Prior to that, it
No.
might be there in storage for them, but they don't do that.
Okay. All right. I don't know what that meant, but okay. You guys know what you're talking
Yeah, you're not-
about. All right. So we have just about, let me see the time. It is 8:51. You have just about 9 minutes left. So maybe we could use the time to recap the cyberbullying part of it. Now that we've gone through the
Right.
basics, the crash course, and all the other three. So let's go
Yes.
over the cyberbullying for the benefit of the viewers online.
Right. So for the persons online that was cut off or wasn't hearing, right?
Sorry
So
about that,
we're
by
dealing with cyberbullying here, and this is section 16. No, sorry, section 17. Section 17 of the Cybercrime Act. And this says that a person who intentionally or recklessly uses a computer system to repeatedly or continuously to distribute or transmit any information or statement or image that causes a person other than a child or vulnerable person, and vulnerable person here is a person with a mental impairment,
Disability,
right?
elderly.
Disability, right?
Um,
Good. To feel frightened, intimidated, or distressed, and another section that deals with the child specific of it. Okay, so these are harassments, and it has to be repeated via with the use of an electronic device.
Mhm.
All right.
And so
You're telling
repeated.
somebody- I mean, it has to be repeated. It
Meaning,
can't be
okay,
one time.
if you post and nasty messages of someone and I forward it, it repeats, or anybody comment under it, it's been repeated.
Right, it can't be one instant.
Right.
It
So
can't be
there must
one
be a
single
there
one
must be a
instant.
comment and there must be shares or what you want to do.
So some sort of this is interesting. Hold on.
Mhm.
So I drop a comment, you have a big head.
Right.
Yes.
And if that comment is followed up by subsequent
Yes.
comments, so people reply to it
Yes.
Well,
or they share it or
Share it.
forward
those
it.
the person that share it. If
Us.
you are the one that shared it, if you made it once,
Mm.
you understand the person, and somebody takes it up and repeats it and repeat. You
Okay.
know,
Uh-huh.
they might get themselves in
let me see
trouble
if I
as
could
well.
explain.
Right.
more.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
yeah,
you
explain.
make a post
Mhm.
and you ain't do nothing else to it, but some comments start to made to the post, you also commit that cyberbullying along with the person who do the sharing and comment. So that's why I want to make it clear. Or you initiate that post. So that's why I want to make it clear.
So I initiate a
The
post
post
that
and-
kind of goes viral in a
Virus,
sense, or
correct.
people interact with.
Right. So long as they interact with it, you automatically commit an offense along with the other person who start commenting.
Okay.
So just want to be.
doesn't
So that is why it must be repeated.
Repeated.
right. It does not.
So if you put it up and there's no comment under it,
But people see still, right?
right,
correct.
So isn't that
it could, it
isn't
could-
that
it could
offensive?
also be a WhatsApp message. I have your WhatsApp message. I have your number,
Mhm.
and I keep sending derogatory things. Maybe not even derogatory things, just harass. I just
Yeah.
sending ugly kiss.
A menace or
maybe,
something,
Uh-huh.
a menacing
Please,
comment.
and I'm doing that repeatedly.
Uh-huh.
You understand? So you can't be looking at it one view.
Mhm.
Okay, you can't be looking at it as one angle.
Okay.
Look at all angles with the use of
Okay.
information technology platform.
So once it's done
Yeah,
over and
repeatedly,
over,
yes.
okay.
So and we are also seeing this trend, especially in the schools, and this is especially in the schools, where we have that. So we have teachers coming up and saying, all right, then we need you to speak about that, please, because as I said, persons feel empowered to go at home in the safety of their house or behind the device and say anything about anybody online.
Mhm.
Use the phone to say anything. They wouldn't say that in front of somebody's face. They will go and do that. So and we
Another
have-
call is coming through, by the way.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning. Uh-huh.
The officers another question. I don't understand what they're saying in and task force
It's not
minister
working.
that
Mhm.
every who said wrongly, if the regulatory things can be charged. But okay, the regulatory comment on the regular telephone. How does fit into the schema?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. They'll answer.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks.
So when we talk about information technology here, we encapsulate everything. The phones also included. You understand? The airways, what we're doing here is also included. You understand? You feel the need as a radio announcer to say something repeatedly about somebody. All right? So calling somebody with the phone and doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So technology, information technology, generally encapsulates, encompasses all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of cyberbullying, I mean, we speak specifically to kids and children, but adults also being cyberbullied. They don't come forward that much as the kids. So the section capture both a child and an adult. Because remember, in the same section, if someone tell, for argument, cyberbully you, you could cause your health to deteriorate as an adult. You might be stressed out, you might these things. All these
Yeah.
have aspect of the law to prevent certain things like that. So it's not just for the children. The law came in to support and to protect every citizens of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and visitors alike within the jurisdiction. So, and that's what we are here for, the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force, to support, and we want the assistance of the public to support us. If you see a crime committed, don't be afraid. Come forward,
See suspects say.
say
Yeah, and
something.
we are also appealing. The Cybercrime Act is on the police website. So I'm asking persons who are interested, well, everybody, I'm not even asking if you're interested, whether you're interested or not, to make sure that you're not breaking the laws of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Visit the website and you download the Cybercrime Act. And that you can be found at RSVGPF, rsvg.gov.vc. All right.
Okay. Now, don't be too intimidated by the 19 pages. I mean, the last page is just a very short paragraph. So it's less than 19 pages. But as the officer said before, ignorance of the law is no excuse. And, the more you know, the better for you, point
Exactly.
blank. All right. We got 2 more minutes, a minute and a half, actually. So we're going to use that time to wrap up.
Right. So I will start. I will just want to tell the listeners out there, the Cybercrime Act is not just for certain individuals or person in society. It's for every single one of us. Long as you commit a corporate offense, obviously you'll be prosecuted according to the law. So as my colleague said before, ignorance of the law is no excuse. So you must know the law. Same like any traditional crime. If you steal, you expect there is consequences. If you commit a cybercrime via the internet, computer networks, you know there's consequences. And I just always say when I do lectures to children, when you post something up there, it's gone. Not if you delete it, it's already viral, gone viral, and it will affect you in the future. You may want to go to college 2, 3, 4 years from now, and what you post 3 years ago will come back to haunt you today. So we apply, appeal to the children, college students especially. Watch what you post online. Watch what you do out there.
I know my 2 cents as well.
And that's my take, on that.
So I'm going to go back to this. It takes a society or community to raise a child, and we have to go back to that mindset. All right. So I wouldn't. You see, the agendas that have been pushed out there, or what we have been pushed out there, is not targeting the adults that are already bent and set in their ways. They're targeting your kids. So I'm asking persons, everybody, to be vigilant. Keep an eye out for these kids. You understand? These kids are using these platforms and they be targeted by different persons. Different ideologies are being spewed. You understand? And we need to protect our upcoming generation. So I was asking persons to get rid of that rhetoric that says, mind your business. Mind. I would love for people to mind mine. Mind my business. You might learn something. So, keep minding people's business. No.
I
Mind people's
understand.
business.
I
Yes,
understand.
man. So get rid of that rhetoric.
Yeah.
So we need to protect them, especially them.
All right. So thank you. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you, Sergeant Choi and Corporal Stapleton.
And thank you again, Chris, for having us. So it's a pleasure being in the studio at WFM.
All right, thank you so much. And thanks to the RSBGPF for making, and WFM for making today's edition of Cop Chat possible. All right, and with that, we're going to wrap things up. We're going to head to, it's now 9 o'clock in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. At this time, the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines brings to you the ECCB bank rates.